Hey everybody, it's the Wargaming guy. And this is unbelievable. I managed to play this scenario through, well, not scenario, but this video from the scenario that we're working on, the Lion of Africa from um, Empires in Turmoil DLC for Strategic Command World War One. And the audio, my audio didn't record. The game audio did because the mic, OBS did not load the mic for whatever reason. So I just finished doing 41 minutes of voiceover, and it didn't take. It didn't. Something happened, and I don't know if maybe this isn't designed to do voiceovers for that long or whatever. So I'm going to have to, I guess, break this up into chunks. But now I have to come back and do it all over again. So this will be the third time. So it's like I'm not very happy. So you'll pardon me. I don't know how good this is going to be. All right. Yeah. So we're, doing what we've been doing, which is trying to keep things off balance, trying to punch. We originally hoped to advance further north, but those days are over. But the south, there still might be some room there. Maybe. Now, if you remember at the end of last term, that's the capital. If we could take that, we'd knock, I think, one of our antagonists out of the game, which would be awesome. But regardless of that, there's still other things down there to capture, like this place. This town is a fighting spirit objective, and it's a port. It's really cool. Now, it's down here you can see, there's my guy. The light cruiser hit him and almost killed him, but he managed to land. He's 1 point. He's just outside of this city, this port city, this important fighting spirit objective. He's alive. Can he last till next turn and I can take that town? That's the big question. So, but the problem is, how do I get down here to this city? So you can see my supply runs out before I get to the city from up north. Down south, maybe not. And of course, we were operating without an HQ because they're just too expensive, and I don't really want to take the time to buy one just for down here. That's very possibly a mistake, but that's the choice I've made. The thing I love about this scenario is it's wide open. You can do so many different things, particularly from the German side, I think, because you're the one that's making all these choices and dashing around and all that kind of stuff. And it's a blast to play this from the German side. I wasn't quite sure when we started if I was going to like it. I mean, I enjoy defending, but man, this scenario, you're really defending. But it's been great. This has been great. If you have not played this from the German side, well, first of all, if you haven't got the DLC, go spend $15. There is hours and hours and hours of playing enjoyment in this DLC. Well worth the $15. That's for darn sure. And secondly, you're just going to have a lot of fun with it. So anyway, back to this. I'm trying to move the HQ up there to better the supply up here. You can see my right wing, the wing that rests on the coast, has got some issues. My left wing, which is up there in that arc up there, they're a little stronger, but they're also stalled out. They're not going to be able to drive very much, if any at all, further. So we got to make some tough choices during the next few turns, more than likely, in this video about, where we're going to put what troops and how we're going to figure all this out, et cetera, et cetera. So, and we're also going to be doing a lot of entrenching. So much entrenching. Which makes sense because we may be operationally pretty aggressive, but we are on the defensive strategically. So there's no doubt about that. So here we go. Trying to look at that. He's right next to Mount Kilimanjaro, which would be so much fun to put him up there. I mean, should be pretty easy to defend, you might think, but it doesn't really gain me anything, and it leaves a hole in my line that I don't want, so I'm going to not do that because that's silly. In game terms, it's just another hex, and it's not in the right spot for me at this point. So, there you go. No Mount Kilimanjaro for my men. Not this time. Sorry, boys. Um, okay, trying to figure out what to do. We're going to end up, for most of these, just entrenching because we need the help. Now we need to figure out what's going on up here. And unfortunately, I found out the hard way. This is not good. I just got my butt kicked and it's my fault. And I can't do anything else. So we'll pull the artillery back, slide him over for a little defense in depth, since the odds are that guy's dying next turn when they attack. But as you can see, I've only got a couple of hexes, and then I've got a big old hole, and that's really bad. And unfortunately, the next unit I've got here is an artillery unit. We're going to send it north, but it's not exactly what we need at the moment, but perhaps, get it in the right spot at the right time, and it could really pay off. So we'll just have to wait and see about that. By the way, pardon my voice. It's been kind of a long day. It's been a long week. I won't go into all the details in real life, but trust me, it's been a long week, and this is making it even longer. So I will be up past my bedtime doing this, which for a guy my age is saying something. All righty. Okay, we're going to do the old morale check, or the fighting spirit, as they say. I really wish they'd just use the word morale. I mean, I know in the older time, like in the Civil War, I don't know if they've used that word. Fighting spirit may have been a word they used. But I think by the time you're at World War I, sorry, morale would be nice. Okay, so I'm checking my I call this an outpost line here. That's not really I've just got one unit there, and then out in the desert another one, but it kind of keeps track of what's happening there, so that's good for me. They're advancing in places that are not good for me. The light cruiser took off, and it looked like it went north, which I need to be careful of. That's not good, because he's threatening the southern flank of my outposts, so I'm going to have to think about that. Meanwhile, the Air Force is active, as are... here we go. I call this the Alamo of Africa, the German Alamo of Africa, where we are holding firm and alone with very little chance of reinforcements and no chance of relief, other than relieving yourself, which isn't going to be very likely to happen. That's my Alamo out there, where they're fighting, digging in, holding on. It's a situation that everyone would say is hopeless, but they fight on because they know that's what they've been called to do. All right. So after that, it's time to play. Alrighty, so we're going to come down here and bring that guy back up north. We need to get these units up here cleaned out before we do anything else. So we bring him in to help, and he's no help at all, but he's there. Now this guy, it's time to capture the city. He does it. He does it. He's out of supplies, only got one strength point left, but he captures that city. That's a fighting spirit objective. It's going to up our morale, lower their morale. Huzzah. Even though the light cruiser almost wiped him out. It's mission accomplished for these boys. And yet, something happens. But not for a few minutes, so hang on. We will come back to them later. Alrighty, so trying to figure out what to do with these guys. We're also continuing what I call the Great Escape. We're going to send him up here to help put another speed bump on this highway across what I consider to be desert. And, or veldt, or whatever it is. And the other guy will go too. Looks like we're going to get both of those units, reclaim them and be able to use them, which is excellent. Meanwhile, over here, dig in and wait for it, man. The The units are all around us, but we're holding as strong as we can. The men of the Alamo continue to hold firm. Over here, it's time to pull back. I hate doing it because we're giving up a town probably, but if he gets behind me and grabs that town, then not only has he, cut the picket line or the outpost line, but he's, more importantly, cut my cavalry off, and it might be in a position where they would die, and I don't want that to happen, so we're pulling them back. Time to get him rolling. And up here, should I reinforce him? Should I dig him in? I don't really have much of a choice, as much as I'd like to entrench him. This guy is going to pull back and entrench. Try and start building some kind of a line here, because we don't really have much of one at the moment, which makes me nervous. But the AI trying to work through those mountains probably is not something that would work real well supply-wise. So far, so good. Now this guy's vulnerable, and we've got the shells. So, boom. Okay, wasn't great, but it didn't hurt anything. I'm pondering whether I should flank attack that guy. No, I would just be surrounded and beat to a pulp, if not wiped out. So supply, if I move him up there into that city, it does one good thing for me. It gives me a unit in the town, which I don't have right now. Blocks a hole there, at least temporarily. I don't think it makes a lot of difference with the supply, but it's hard to tell. But that's what I'm going to do. Let's move him up. Maybe. And yeah, time to dig you boys in or reinforce, whichever you need the most. Because, yeah, it's coming. And it's not going to be easy to deal with. Okay, we're just going around tightening a few things up. Checking to see what we can do. And I keep being drawn down here. Yes. Proud of those boys. So here we go. Oh, no, no, wait. Yes, I'm going to check the morale because I'm obsessed. Or fighting spirit. And as you can see, there's not a huge difference. I mean, we're doing pretty good. The Brits are doing pretty good. So, the units, the sides, not the units, the sides are pretty close together in terms of morale. Now, here we go, and look. What? Wait. He died. So, let's get this straight. This unit staggers into this town and takes it, captures it, and the surrounding environs, but starves to death in the town where there's food that they've just taken. Not only that, it's a port city. So, you're going to at least have some fish there. So apparently, the nationals who lived there hid the food, and these guys couldn't find it in time and died of starvation. This is a great example of a game thing that works well in most cases, but occasionally this game mechanic gives you an outlier, and that was an outlier for sure. Okay. All right, they're continuing to assault the Alamo of Africa. The walls are crumbling. The men are dying, but they fight on and repel the Allied invaders of sacred German soil. Except it's not really German soil, but we took it, so it's kind of like ours. Never mind. Anyway, yeah, so there you go. Another great performance by those guys. Love those guys. And I'm just absolutely flabbergasted by the result down south there, where they liberate the city, hold the city, but die. And it stays ours, even though every German soldier in the town is dead, and the people that live there are there, but they can't take it back themselves. I know. There's just some things you can't predict, right? Right. Oh, it didn't make me mad. I think it's funny. I kind of like it when you can do things like this to a game. It just sort of, yeah, makes you feel good that obviously nobody ever thought of this one, or if they did, they didn't get it worked out. And it may not be workable. There may not be a way to work it out, which is okay. No game is perfect. All right, so we're going to come up here. And we're going to try and see, maybe pick on this guy. And here's where I don't really notice this until like right then or maybe a little later, but he has no supply, so he's not going to be a big help where he is. All right, here we go. Those caissons are going to go rolling along. Oh, no, wait, we got to upgrade them first. All right, next turn, they will roll along. Meanwhile, these guys are good. Meanwhile, we're going to reinforce them. Should I have dug them in? Well, I guess we'll find out. Too late now. They can dig in, though. And these guys have all probably dug in. As you can see, we're still stronger on the left than the right. And the territory on the left, the reason we're stronger over there is because the territory is flat. You get down past much of what we hold. There's some hills here and there, but otherwise, yeah, it's not good. So that's a problem. Nice. Good shooting. Didn't want that to happen. Okay, here we are. Can upgrade them. That's excellent. That'll help when they get into combat at some point. Meanwhile, here, I can't really reinforce them very much. As much as I want to reinforce them, I think it's smarter if I entrench them. And so, bravely, in the face of massively unequal odds, knowing their fate, the Africa Alamo digs in. The forlorn hope of the German Expeditionary Force fights on. There you go. All right. Get him set. Let's see what we can do down here. Yeah, no. Oh, they did. They actually attacked somebody and damaged him just a teeny bit. Okay, these guys are okay. And it's time to buy some units. So let's see what we can buy here. These are the better units to buy if we can afford them. They're bigger, got more combat value. And we need the strongest units we can get against the Allies right now because they are really starting to kick our butts. Not sure why. I think it's the size and maybe just their morale. I don't know. Or maybe the fact that their units are more veteran than mine. I had a lot of veterans to start with, but I'm afraid probably most of them are dead now. That does not help any. That's for sure. Okay. I don't remember what I was thinking here, but it must have been some deep thoughts. There we go. Over to here, just checking everything out. Yeah, they're good. They're good. This is becoming a problem right here. That's why I push this unit over across there. He can't get anywhere. Okay, so that really didn't go the way we wanted it to. All right. Here we go. Buckle up. Good, you withstood that. Ooh, here they come. This is going to be rough here. Oh, cavalry. Good. He ran out of movement points. All right, we got to see if we can hold here. Come on, boys. Come on, hold. You can do it. You can die and leave a big hole in my line. Meanwhile, at the Alamo, the defenses continue to hold. The hopeless struggle goes on. And the men, well, their hearts belong to the Kaiser. There you go. I'm auditioning to be a propaganda broadcaster. Yeah. And you can see they've already outflanked that unit going out there for that village to help cut him off even more. But he's holding. He's doing what we need him to do. Man. And these guys, yeah, they got hit. Oh, look, tanks in Europe. Send me some. Or don't tell me about them. Okay, we got a new unit. And I'm, think, pretty sure that I know where I want him. But maybe not, so we'll wait. Over here, we've got 2 pockets now. Ugh, that didn't go anywhere. All right, let's bring him in and hit this guy. Now, you'll notice I make a mistake here, but is it a mistake? We'll talk about that next turn when something happens. So we're trying to get this guy, but man, the odds suck. So we're going to reinforce him. And yeah, there's still nothing down there. Yeah, there are other ports down there, but you know, unless I get a whole lot of more men and a whole lot of more ships, I don't think we're going there. But a man can dream, you know? All right, so we've got that town, which is good. But what about that town? Is there a unit there? It doesn't seem to be. Let's see if this guy... All right, yeah, there's no unit there, that's for sure. So we're sending him back. This guy's going to do something cool. He's going to grab that, come back there, and entrench. I think. Or maybe not. So, okay. Again, we will reinforce him this time. I know it's a dangerous thing with no entrenchments, but, you know, if you don't have enough troops, it doesn't matter anyway. So they're going to try to hold on. We snuck a few guys in. Men are rising from their sick beds, and the wounded are staggering back to the defenses. Not wanting to see these people defeat the great German army. All right, so do I retreat? Do I reorganize my line? What am I going to do? These are the kind of things I'm thinking of through all this. This guy's clearly in trouble. Like all my guys in trouble. So he's coming back here in order to hold that town, and if this guy survives, we reinforce him. Meanwhile, we're bringing the artillery up. They can't dig in, but, you know, it's a warm bodies between you and them, so that's what we've got to have. We've got to fill some of these holes, or we're really in trouble. I think a lot of people would say we're really in trouble already, but we're close, that's for sure. Okay, we're going to pull back there. I've decided I'm pulling back. Question is how, and how many units go to the right flank, the seaborne flank, and how many go left into the mountains / whatever. And also, what are we going to do? Are we going to give each side an HQ or not? I really thought about sending that HQ to the right flank, but I decided no, if I don't give them some support over here, they're not going to be able to hold at all. So we're going to pull back onto some terrain that should be pretty defensible, we hope. And you're going to do the same. And get yourself dug in properly. And he's also entrenching. Like I told you, lots of entrenching. So we've pulled back. We've kind of opened a gap in the middle because we just don't have a choice right now. But I'm hoping the Brits will not be able to exploit that until we can get enough units to fill that hole a little bit. All right, he's going to make a move there, but it's not going to be much. Time to buy. Here we go. We got one, and that's it. We could buy him, and we're going to do it. Because at this point, man, we need some warm bodies. And even if they're small like that, they have their uses. And in an emergency, you know, they really have their uses. So, okay, so here's the fighting spirit again, kind of, sort of, pretty much the same. All right, we're going to sadly turn it over to the AI. Oh, there you go. Whoop, here come. Look at that. Here comes the air. Here comes some more air. And here comes the artillery once more. The African Alamo blasted by the superior Allied artillery. Small group of men dug in a dusty fortification, holding back 3 or 4 times their own number. Yes, indeed. Meanwhile, these guys are also getting their butts kicked. And, oops, they have no more butts because they're gone. The artillery rages on the German side as well. But it's no use. They're damaging. Run, Forrest. Run. Run, buddy. Retreat. Forrest never listens to me. Oh, boy. They're hitting the artillery now. They've broken clean through the infantry. There is no infantry. Look at that. Look at the infantry standing like a steel wall, repelling not 1 but 2 attacks. Meanwhile, in the Alamo, the fighting continues. And down south, look what just happened there. We'll talk about this more in a second. That was kind of a mistake, but actually I don't think it was. Oh, and look what just fell. My beloved boys. The Alamo has fallen. A moment of silence, my friends, for the great sadness which fills my heart. Oh, yes. Well, they did their duty to the last, and they really held them up. Okay, again, I can't read this because it's teeny tiny little print that I can't read. I read it for real the first time I played this. That's the airship that's coming to bring us supplies, and we need the supplies so much. Yes, we do. And this will increase our morale greatly, as well as giving us more MPPs for 2 turns. So that's the deal there. And there it is. Who says the Kaiser doesn't care? Huh? Who says? Well, most people, but never mind them. Okay, whacked him. Now, here's the thing. He gave up that port city, which is also a fighting spirit objective, for that little town down there. That's a mistake in my mind. So I made a mistake by not, I could have put that unit back in that town after it attacked. I didn't. But I think in the long run, it's a better thing. I don't know if the AI is trying to get troops down south towards the capital and the city I took, or who knows. But right now, they're kind of tied up here. But both of these units are in a village or a town or whatever you want to call it. So getting rid of them is not going to be easy, but we'll see what we can do. Got him. That's helpful a little bit, but no way near what we need. Excuse me. And our big problem is supply. Plus, now we got to position that guy so that neither one of those units can run and grab that town behind me, or we're really screwed. So we blocked that. Now you need to figure out where you should be. And where you should be is taking that town back. But now, look at there. We're going to dig you in here, but we're not going to keep him there. He'll move again. Here we go. Infantry to the front. But not quite yet. Infantry moving up. So we do have guys coming up, so that's great and very helpful. And we'll reinforce guys that have to be reinforced, and we'll position and dig in the guys that can do that. Okay, pull that artillery down there. He can't do anything. We'll go ahead and shoot him once just for kicks, but it's not going to really help any. So he's in a bad spot. He's lonely, but he's, not being threatened at the moment, so that's good, but we need to get him entrenched properly. Over here. Let's bring him up there. We'll bring the HQ down. And we'll go ahead and dig in as we can. Up here, the picket line or the outpost line still holding, but not for a whole lot longer. I'm going to have to try to pick the right time to pull the cavalry out. I may just leave the infantry at that town on the lake and just let them fight it out there. Draw some forces off. I think that would be a good thing to do. So we will see about that. And it's time to go on a spending spree if we have any money, which we do. Boop, and that's the end of that. Okay. I'm not sure why I went back and looked at that, but I did. Maybe just to check and see if I could grab one, or I don't know what I did. But anyway, there you go. All right. I'm going to check the fighting spirit again. Just because, look at that. Love that. Love that. Look what the blimp, the Zeppelin, did for us. Jacked our morale up, so now we have the highest morale of all. Haha. Take that. So that's awesome. But we still got problems down here on that right flank. Yeesh. Not to mention other things. Look at this. We were attacked. Our innocent, peace-loving troops were attacked by natives. How rude. How tacky. Nevertheless, it happened. But that's all right. We don't have time for that. We got bigger fish to fry here. Like, trying to stop all these people from taking our colony. All righty. Air power again. Ooh, look at that. That's not great. Yeah. Oh, man. Pull back. Look out. That's it. That's it. That's it. See, I told you the country out there is not good defensive country. Yeah, gonna hit my HQ. It's amazing how well HQs can do under fire sometimes. They're not like all the time. Obviously, they don't attack, but they can defend themselves pretty well on occasion. That's it. Hurt yourself. We love it. Go ahead. Do it again. What? Okay. Here we go. Got another unit. That's excellent. We'll place him in a minute. All right, let's swap these boys and dig in. Do not pass go. Do not collect anything but shovels and spades to dig your little fannies in. All right, so we're going to bring him up there. It's good land to dig in on, then defend on, and it closes that hole. If I can get it set up the way I want it to. Now we have some more people coming. Look at that. Almost where I need him, not quite. But we do have other troops here. Let's put him there. Let's bring you up here. There you go. Get him dug in. Beautiful. Now you are going to actually go down there and fill that hole, which leaves a sizable hole, but at least the seaborne flank is filled in for the moment. What we're going to do up here further north that's a very good question, and I don't know the answer to it. But hopefully if we can get some more units, we can put a patchwork, quilt work, something work together to hold for a while. Okay, now this guy wants to take this hex because that's where the road splits and goes around either side of the mountains. I wish I could be in that town, but I can't. But I can fortify in front of it and see what we can do from there. These guys, not doing much. These guys are not as easy to kill as you might think. Like, I would think with all these units here, we'd be doing better than this, quite frankly. Okay, we'll come down there. Yeah. All right, who can I buy? Here's our new guy. Where can I put him? Where does he need to go? I'm going to take a risk with him. I'm putting him there because I'm seriously, almost completely made up my mind that I'm going to send him on a boat down south. See if we can't put a unit in that southernmost town of ours and see if we can do something from there. But we'll see, because I'm afraid between me and that light cruiser is lurking and waiting to kill us all. So that would not be good. Okay. See, everything looks good. That guy's dug in, waiting for the British and the French to get up to him and besiege him again. We'll see if they can hold out as long as the Alamo did. I'll have to think of another name for them. But there you go. Okay, so we're going to pull him in closer. He's going to be needed, I think. Good. Very good. Ooh. Nope. Doggone it. Almost had it, but not quite. Alrighty. We're going to let the AI go here. And we'll see what we can see. And they pull back. He pulls back. Unfortunately, the air power does not pull back. And now we see where that artillery unit went. Not very far. It's going to pummel my boys here. I wish I could have gotten that town. That would have been a good town to hold. Oh, boy. This is not exciting me too much. Good. Ooh, look at the cavalry gathering there. That's not making me happy. Yep, they're slowly crawling forward. That's great. Man, the slower those guys go, the better. And that's going to wrap it up. So let's see. Is that it? Just about good. And it's raining, which actually should help us for the most part. And there's a new unit. So I just wanted to do a quick check, and sure enough, the end date is November 25th, 1918. It is now January 25th, I think, or 28th, whatever it is, 1918. So we're getting close to the end here, folks. So be sure and be with us. The next, one or two videos will probably wrap it up. Till then, it's the War Gaming Guy. Thanking you so much for watching. Take care. And I'll see you later.